Anyway, guys, it's time for our final best of 3 of today, and it's going to be Ace Scarlett versus Ro32. This is the first game that Ro32 played by
And we'll see if Ro32 can release the Kraken.
No, Todd releases other stuff. Hey, Todd copied my name thing. Look, he's called Ro32. Wow.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Root. Well, we can actually call him like Root OD. That sounds pretty cool. It's a
I
whole
like
new person.
Ro32.
Ro32.
It sounds like a vegetable.
Ro32.
Ranch, cocoa, mango, banana, Ro32.
Alright, guys. Ace Scarlett is, of course, your WCS champion from Canada. She is the purple Zerg spawning on the top side of this map, and Ro32 is French Proto spawning in the bottom side of Metropolis. Todd has been struggling with Zerg for quite a while. That is no secret. He is quite vocal about it. You can also follow him on Twitter. I'm not sure if he updated his Twitter yet, but it's probably right now twitter.com/Ro32. And you can follow him there. If you enjoy some nasty comments about Zerg here and there, you will enjoy the following Ro32.
I just took a sip of the water, and then all the water was gone, so I had to refill it.
I actually think that following Todd is one of my favorite people on Twitter.
I think so too, man. He says, no, you stay away from my glass of ice.
Todd is very funny. So we'll see how Scarlett is going to play. We had the pleasure of casting a couple of her games at the WCS Canada. She played very well against Huck in the games that we played, where she went Ling and Festoor into Brood Lords. Always had spines at the right moment, felt oh so safe. Dealt with +2 Blinkstalkers very well. Of course, Ling and Festoor is very good against Blinkstalkers. It was a pleasure to watch. Todd has been switching up his playstyle quite a bit. Sometimes he likes to be very passive, and that's still kind of how I see Todd in StarCraft II. He's a relatively passive player. He's opening the same way as Grubby did, by the way, for a little while. That very late Forge, and then immediately the Nexus behind it. You remember that we were...
I do. We were talking about that just a day or two ago.
Trying to figure that one out.
Now, Kev, I've said for a while that I think Scarlett's a great Zerg player, but I think I've reached the point where I'm convinced that she is the best player in North America. And I don't think you can really make much of an argument for anybody else. She has beaten all the good North Americans, and she's starting to add a bunch of really good Koreans to her name of, to her list of achievements. So I think she's top dog on the server right now, and I think she's even the favorite to win this game against Todd.
She is insanely good, and I would say that she's the favorite of all, just for the fact that I think her ZVP looks pretty damn strong, and Todd, his ZVP has never been his best matchup, but we don't know. Todd is very happy about joining Root. Of course, I was aware of this, that this was going to happen for a little bit longer already. Todd is one of my absolute best friends in the gaming community that there is. I have a lot of things to thank Todd for. And he was always very good to me in the Warcraft 3 times. We casted a tournament together as well in Korea, the GOM-TV World Invitational. And ever since then, he's been a very good friend of mine. And I know that Todd is a person who really cares a lot about team spirit. He's really not the type of guy that's all about the money and that's the only thing he cares about. He just wants to have fun playing in the game. He wants to have that Skype channel with those friends that he can kind of like trash talk all day long. That is Todd. Todd loves to just trash talk, have fun, joke around. And I really think that Root is an excellent clan for him. And I really think that we're going to see a Todd that we haven't seen yet in StarCraft 2. And I really hope we do, because for the people who don't know Todd from Warcraft 3, he was one of the absolute best. Without a doubt, one of the best 5 players of all time. Some would even say that he was top 3 of all time. The other players, of course, being Grubby, Sky, Moon, and there's really no argument for anybody else.
For Todd at number 4?
Yeah, Todd, I think at least number 4.
Kev, my favorite Todd story of all time is the one where you were practicing Warcraft 3 in his apartment and he made you leave.
Yes.
Because you were keeping him awake. You DJ, I let you use my monitor.
Yes, Todd is a super awesome guy, but he's a little bit tough to live with if you live with him for more than a month. But we've always been the best friends. But yes, one time he did tell me, even though I had a clan war at like 3:30 in the night, he told me to leave. So I left. I went to a PC bang. And you know who I beat that night? You're not gonna believe it.
Grubby.
No, it was a nations war. It was France against Netherlands. Stefano.
Really?
Yeah, the human player Stefano, relatively unknown player back then. I will never forget that night. It was a legendary night. Todd kicking me out, and actually winning that point allowed Netherlands to qualify for the Nations Cup final. It was good stuff, man. Those good old days.
Not bad, Rotti.
But Todd is a great player, and I'm very happy to see him join Root, and I think we're going to see a lot of awesome things from him, because he is just such a great, talented RTS player. And I can't wait to see more of him. I really think that having a guy like him in the scene makes our scene so much more fun.
He's pushing across the map right now with a single Zealot and a single Probe. And how is Scarlett going to react? 20 Zerglings going to the production immediately.
No, that's then that single Zealot already.
Very slow Zerglings, I might add.
That single Zealot is already worth its weight in gold then. He's still actually going to cancel this as well. I don't think that Todd actually thinks he can keep this cannon alive. Oh! He doesn't even cancel it.
Small mistake, and now this Zealot is going to be surrounded. This is not what he signed up for.
I don't think it, whether it would never even finish. Like, that's the weird part. Todd did open up with 3 additional gates, and now we see the robotics facility being wiped in as well. Sort of a weird timing there by Todd. He's going to be supply blocked for a little bit too. As you can see, it's still going to take 10 more seconds for that pylon to go up. That was very strange because he didn't have the units on the map to protect that pylon against anything. And unless Scarlett was playing super greedy, he would have been able to get away with this, but since he was not, this made no sense.
Indeed, you're right, Kev. It looks like Todd wants to open up these destructible debris in the back.
Look at these sentries, man. They can shoot through the ground. You see that?
Yeah, this sentry looks like his range is so much longer than it actually is. Look at this laser beam. He's got like 9 range.
Man, imagine you could have thermal lens upgraded for sentries. Oh my god, I would never make anything
just
else.
Force field everything like all the way max range and just tickle it to death.
And imagine if sentries could attack air as well. Like you could put like the Nexus cannon from Heart of the Swarm on top of your sentry. And then they have 9 range.
What if you could put the Nexus cannon on top of the force fields?
What's the point?
You hallucinate a Phoenix, force field on the high ground, put a cannon there.
Why would you not just put the Phoenix on the cannon on the Phoenix? Well, I actually Scarlett can run through this, no? I guess he didn't want to lose all those links.
No, I actually don't think he can. It looks like it
Is
might
this a
be
full
gap,
wall?
but I think that's a full wall.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What Scarlett can do is get on the top of these sentries, and Todd not reacting right now.
Oh, Todd is not dropping any force fields.
3 sentries before dropping any force fields.
That's way too much.
Huge loss, and Scarlett right now just producing a lot of roaches. I think we're going to see her push now. After losing those force fields, it's going to be very hard for Todd to stop this from doing big damage.
The one thing that is working for Todd sort of though is that he is already at 58 probes. Scarlett only at 61 drones. 3 more drones are in production right now, but imagine if Todd is able to survive without losing or without taking too much damage from all these roaches that are making their way across the map. Then Todd is going to be in very good shape.
You know, Kev, with 6 sentries it might have been possible. With only 3 it's going to be very, very difficult.
Look at his Immortal, man.
Actually.
The Immortal's ready.
Immortals are always ready, dude.
Todd knows it's coming as well. He's an observer in excellent position. He can see all these roaches march across the map. So, but he's going to need more cannons.
Yep, he's throwing down a single cannon in that 3rd base. 2 Immortals, 7 sentries, a couple of Stalkers and Zealots. Scarlett.
If Todd only had like 3 cannons, he would have been more than fine.
He might have enough.
But the thing right now is he's going to have to worry about this natural as well, because I can totally see Scarlett baiting a couple of force fields here and then going for the natural. Todd being aware of this as well, drops the 2nd pylon. Man, all these Protoss players, they think like me today. I like it.
Here comes Scarlett making her way down here into the 3rd base. Force fields go down immediately. Doesn't really trap much of anything, effectively just zoning out those roaches.
He killed a roach.
And a Zergling.
That poor Zergling. He was not supposed to fall in this war.
No, man.
Those force fields were not for him.
The Zergling is the doggy of the StarCraft universe. It's really a shame that they should ever have to die.
Zergling. It's just at the wrong place at the wrong time, man.
Zergling pup. Oh, there's some pretty good force fields from Todd. Locks those roaches in. And about 5 of those roaches should end up falling.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while because Todd's army was actually not able to get in range, but nice force field there. He's going to be able to pick up these 2 roaches, and Todd did sort of stabilize now. Now Scarlett did definitely not overcommit to this, as we can see that her hive tech is on the way as well. The Spire is on the way, so she will get Broodlords out. But he doesn't have that much gas, and imagine if Todd would immediately go after he has 1 Colossus, and the 2nd Colossus would be on the way.
Jeff, she doesn't have that much gas right now, but she just started mining on her 7th and 8th gas, and she's taking her 9th and 10th extractors, so her gas is about to peak rapidly.
Yeah, but imagine if Todd goes immediately with his first Colossus. Do you think he's able to make something happen? Because I think he would be.
Maybe.
But he's gonna have to go real quick.
I mean, he's got to get going now. Like it's time. If he's gonna do something before.
Scarlett normally is the Zerg who always has spine crawlers in both these positions. Well, and now see we can see the first 3 spine crawlers on the way as well. I cannot imagine that he wouldn't get spine crawlers here. Not sure what this was. What was it, Ben Zealot?
I didn't even see it, Kev.
Okay.
Todd's on the move though, and Scarlett, does she know it's coming just yet? Certainly now she does. She's got that Zergling on the Zelnaga tower, sees the first Stalkers coming forward.
Yeah, she only sees the Stalkers though. Those could be a couple of mobile Blink Stalkers, even though that's unlikely, of course.
Kevin, with only one Colossus, I feel like Todd's army is really not that well equipped to deal with this mostly Zergling Infestor force from Scarlett.
That is true. He's going to need one more. He does have Blink Stalkers. If he spreads out very well.
The Observer is very nice.
But now Todd doesn't know the army, so Todd knows as well that he should probably wait for that second Colossus. The Colossus a little bit misrallied. Ooh, I was worried there for a second. Todd is going to try to hit before Broodlords, and he will make it. But he really needs that second Colossus, as you pointed out. He's going to get more Blink Stalkers. I do think he will wait for the second Colossus. I think if there's a moment for Todd to win, it's probably going to be as soon as that second Colossus arrives.
It's going to be so close, man. 8 Corruptors on the way. The length of this map really working against Todd right now, giving Scarlett the time she needs to repair. She's thrown up a lot of Spine Crawlers, has a very adequate...
Todd is already transitioning as well, though. He's getting a fort base, and this target is on the way, and he just started +3, which kind of gives me the feeling that he doesn't really want to commit to this.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to think that maybe if he were to just sort of back up a little bit, it might work out for him. Scarlett does have so much gas. Look at Scarlett's gas. This is just a really hard position for Todd.
Andre would be so happy to see this. Scarlett paying attention to her gas timings.
Yep, and also moving forward, trying to pick off a pylon. Todd drops some okay force fields there. Yep. Corruptors dancing around in the mix, and Todd now knows.
Adrenal Glands is almost ready.
Oh, and the Lings are going to catch this army. No force fields going down. Here come the Fungals. Blinking backwards are the Stalkers.
The Infested Terrors are going to deal so much damage. That's actually the biggest problem. Todd not focusing those Corruptors, so he ends up losing both Colossus. But other than that, that fight went pretty okay for Todd.
I don't agree, Kev, because now he can't push through these Spine Crawlers.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants
the Colossi to get through that.
But he didn't want to push anymore. Like, why would you ever push when you just take a fort base and you get a Stargate?
Okay, yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. If he's going to go back and turtle some more, then that's good news. Thinned out the Corruptor count a little bit. Scarlett has just done a great job. Look, notice how she's got double macro hatch. I think this is so smart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hatcheries across 5 bases. Lots of production at Scarlett's disposal right now. She's using all that gas that she's added, getting those Broodlords out.
But still, this is a pretty good game so far by Todd.
No, Todd's doing...
Yeah, I'm definitely not displeased with what I've seen so far.
Yeah, he's getting his fleet beacon. He's moving up towards the mothership, which is also a very integral part in dealing with these Broodlord armies. This is going into the late stage of the game, the really crazy part of the game, where Protoss has tons of money, Zerg has tons of money, and it really all comes down to who's going to get the better engagement.
Only 10 gateways on the map right now for Todd. I'm a little bit surprised by that. You would expect more gates in this phase of the game. Certainly with Todd being on 4 bases and his 5th base is on the way. I guess that's just a matter of time. This is a moment though where Scarlett has a lot of money, so I think she's just going to try to exchange a little bit of supply. Force fields, well, oh Todd, you could have cut off so many links.
Oh, but still gets a lot of units for free there.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath. Oh, that Ling. That was one lucky Ling, man. He dodged everything. You know, that Ling was like how I used to be in my childhood dreams, where everybody's getting killed and you hide in the corner and then you survive and you wake up. You know, you ever had that dream?
You have some really messed up dreams, Kevin.
That Ling was me in my childhood dreams.
That's a really weird
Everybody had those dreams, man.
I can't recall having that dream.
You guys.
You just have the most weird dreams. It's a regular occurrence. If you're not riding motorcycles around your house, you're watching people die.
Man, I can't believe you never had that dream.
Scarlett is doing a nice job of leapfrogging forward with these Infestors, and the Broodlords are now in the mix, and Todd this is a terrible position to fight because the Stalkers can't really fight those Broodlords.
Zerglings dealing so much damage.
Wow. 2-2 Zerglings with Adrenal Glands. The Broods just doing crazy amounts of damage,
but
and
Todd actually has a supply lead right now.
Comes out of the fight with a supply lead, but that's the thing about Zergling armies, Kevin. They're very deceptive supply-wise. Great Zealot warp in, though, on the right side of the map. Todd's going to completely shut down this base.
And it's going to be double Warp Prism action, as he has a Warp Prism over here on the main base as well.
Oh, I love this.
But there are Spine Crawlers everywhere. So the biggest problem is still for Todd. He's going to have to deal with these Broodlords. The Mothership is 65% on the way. Oh, first Dark Templars being added in the mix as well. Is there detection over here?
No,
nope. Not a single bit of detection.
This is a great game right now, Kevin. Big warp in the main base, but the Spine Crawlers will deal with that.
But Todd can't kill this army. That's the biggest problem.
You're right. He
not right now.
Answer. Mothership is about to pop out. Where is it being built?
If he gets one more big warp in of Stalkers, but he doesn't get it. Dark Templars over here. There's no detection in the main base of Scarlett either. This is actually getting scary close right now. If Todd is only one time able to take out this army.
Oh, he's going to retreat to his mothership. Unfortunately, Scarlett's got plenty of detection. Fungal will catch this Colossus and a handful of Stalkers. And Todd right now having to give up the position. Changelings going down. Scarlett saying, hey, I have Zealots too, man.
And there are quite a few Corruptors on the map now as well. 7 Corruptors in total. Look at all these OCs, a little bit out of position. Oh, Todd does not manage to pick them all off.
A big Vortex is kind of the thing that Todd has to get now, but he
doesn't even have Archons
to throw into it.
He has one.
DTs have been dealt with in the main base.
No, this army is definitely going to die. There's no escape for this army. These Zerglings getting a good position off on the Stalkers again.
Todd's trying to do everything that he can, but it's just not enough. Fungal catches the Stalkers. The mothership falls. The Broodlords are not very fast, but eventually they sort of corner Todd, who is now down to just 77 supply. His economy has been pretty well ravaged. He's got only 43 harvesters. Quote, GG, end quote, says Todd, as Scarlett takes game number 1 on Metropolis. A great game.
Yeah, good game, and it really looked quite okay for Todd until that big fight happened where his army was just way too clumped up. I never even expected the fight to happen on that moment because Todd, you could just see he was not ready. He didn't want to take that fight. Forcefulls were way too late as all the Zerglings really got into the Stalker Colossus army straight away. And despite a few Colossus being there, those Zerglings got so many hits off on all those Stalkers.
I think when you have so much of your army supply tied up in Zerglings, the Protoss player has to react with Storm. I feel like High Templar would have changed that engagement dramatically because 2 storms
would have been massive.
Everything's gone. I think the real key to that fight though was Scarlett's excellent positioning. Those Broodlords were almost untargetable.
Yeah, Todd went for the forward blink, but
couldn't even reach maybe but
one or two, but not even with all the Stalkers, only with the front line. So the back line is just dancing.
That made the rest of it go really, really poorly. So great play from Scarlett. Todd showed an excellent game as well.
Imagine if that fight wouldn't have gone as bad as it would have gone, and then with the double Warp Prism action, with those Dark Templars being at the 5th base and in the main base, that could have been a very, very tricky game for Scarlett.
Warp Prisms were paying off, starting to pay off, as he took out that 5th base on the right. Was that the 5th base or the 4th base? I should say
5th.
It was the 5th.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it was the 5th base. It was just a great game. It was a really, really nice game. Hopefully we get to see another one just like it, guys. But first, we're going to kick it to a short break. Todd's going to try once again to release the Kraken when we get back.